So I am going to be your last speaker today, and I hope that you'll love this topic because we lost one of our speakers today, and she needs some thoughts and prayers sent out to her for a family situation that is actively going on right now. So y'all get me instead. And what I wanted to talk to you today about is something that I've been playing with online in the online world for quite some time. I do marketing strategy, I do social media and ads management and funnel management for my clients. And, one of the things that I have learned is that people come onto social media to be social, not to be sold to. And one of the things that I recognized as somebody who manages social media accounts for other people is that dry, boring social media doesn't do anything for the client. It doesn't get them conversions. It doesn't get them reach. It doesn't make them any money. And if a company is on social media, they want reach. They want new audiences. They want people to be able to find them. Raise your hand. Let me know in the comments if you have ever felt like you are posting in a vacuum, like you're not being seen, like you're not being heard. You're seeing zero growth on your social media accounts. And I bet most people are going to raise their hands. And that is exactly why I developed my viral social method. In the last 28 days on Facebook, on my personal profile, I've been doing some things that y'all may or may not have noticed. And this isn't the first time I've done this. This is just the first time I've tried to catch as many numbers as I could. In the last 28 days on Facebook, my personal profile has had a reach of 19.6 million. We've had almost 2 million engagements, and I can pull up the exact number. 853,521 post engagements. I've gained 6,746 followers, and the numbers go on. So obviously something is going on with my social media account if I've got 19,554,756 people that had seen my profile in the last 28 days. And what I have done is turn that into a replicatable system. It's not always easy to do, but it is replicatable for my clients that I am managing social media for. So what are some key takeaways, some key learnings that I've had from doing this? Well, first of all, people go onto social media to be social, not to be sold to. Facebook inherently, the platform will throttle your posts anytime you put a link in the post or you put a link in the first comment of the post. So if you are putting a link in the first comment of the post, I actually did a test this month. Most of my posts get anywhere from 2,000 up to about 4 to 6 million views on them. The posts that I put the link on, if I put the link in the first comment, anybody want to hazard a guess? I got 1 view on that post, and it was probably me. If I put the link in the post itself, I get maybe 20 or 30 views on the post, maybe 100. For somebody who is getting thousands of views on most of their posts, for me to get a couple of 100 views on a post is completely ridiculous. So lesson number 2 is dropping your links everywhere is not going to get you reach. Lesson number 3, and this is a mistake that I see all the time. One of the things you have to understand about social media and Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all of them, is that people are on their phones. And yes, I have a cute little glittery background on my thing, and I have a pop socket because I fidget with them. So when I look at one of the biggest mistakes that people are making with their social media posts is that they create these cutesy little graphics. There is some school of thought out there, and there's a bunch of templates in Canva that have all of this text all over the post. The reality is, on your phone, you can't see any of that text. And if you're like me, I am a 50-year-old woman who, if I am not wearing my glasses, I wear my glasses all the time, but we'll pretend like I wasn't wearing my glasses. If I'm not wearing my glasses, little bitty itty text is something that I cannot see. So what does Facebook do? Anytime it detects a post that has lots of pretty little graphics on it and lots of little pretty text, it automatically throttles the post because it knows what is in the graphic. It's got image recognition. There's a ton of AI involved with Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram and Pinterest and all the things. So if your graphic has a ton of text on it, guess what? It's not going to convert at the same rate. The next thing that I learned is that if you are putting graphics out that have text on them, they have to be high contrast. That means white on black, black on white. And it doesn't mean I put my phone number, 8675309, on the graphic. It's not necessarily going to convert, right? You want things that people find interesting, amusing, engaging, because people are going onto social media to be social, not to be sold to. So one of the big mistakes I see from social media management companies and business owners is that they do stuff like they put out these really dry quotes. And I look at that stuff and I'm like, guys, this stuff is not going to convert. Why? Because there's nothing to it, right? If I look at it, I'm like, this is the most boring thing ever. Imagine when I post that for my client. Nobody's going to look at it. Nobody's going to see that post. Nobody's going to be interested in it, right? Because there's no engagement with the post. So when you think about, social media, start first with understanding your audience. What do they want to see? How do they want to see it? And you're going, well, Haley, that's great. You got, 19.6 million views in the last 28 days. But what do I do with it? Well, you turn it into sales. You turn it into clients. You start conversations with people. You build an audience, and you build an audience of raving fans. You can communicate amazing amounts of value in 144 characters at a time. Black on white, white on black, high contrast. You can use navy on white, white on navy. It doesn't matter. Dark green. Pick something that is representative of your brand. Do something that's fun and interesting and engaging. Does it all have to be video? No. I'll be honest, in the last month, I haven't felt like doing jack shit on video. You've got me on video today because somebody wasn't able to be here and I had already scheduled this time to be live. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have been on video. Sorry, y'all, not feeling it. And, I do an emotional check with every single post that I put up on my personal profile or I put on any of my social media. Is there something here that actually shows some kind of emotional connection that you're able to connect to? Because if I'm not connecting with it, damn sure nobody else that's looking with it is going to connect to it. So if you're not connecting to the stuff that you're putting up, or you're just hoping to spray and pray people into oblivion, it's just not going to work. That's not how you get to 19.5, 19.6 million views in a month. You engage with people. You put things up that hit a nerve. You put things up that are funny, they're witty, they're engaging, that you personally maybe find hilarious. Y'all, I have a really off-color sense of humor. If you don't know that about me, just be assured As you're seeing my F-bomb cards, I did that because it amused the crap out of me, not because I was trying to be perfect little Haley. So do the things that amuse you. Post things that entertain you. Make it part of your story. Make it part of your life. Make it part of your business. If it's your business page, y'all, there are so many things that you can do to make that business page go viral. Reach back to your core story. Go back to your why. Tell your story, tell your reasons for being in business. Because you know what? That's going to help you connect more than anything else. I posted last night about a petition that I was asking people to sign for a particular medication that my daughter has been on and off again, called clozapine, because my daughter has severe psychosis. And at the moment, she's back on it. But I know that the reality is, as soon as she's discharged from the hospital again, because she's been in the hospital 2 months and counting, it's going to be much more difficult for her to get the medication she needs. That is the gold standard for treatment for these types of patients, because not all the pharmacies carry it. Not all the pharmacies are hooked into the required system and reporting and testing and everything else. And a lot of doctors flat out will not prescribe these medications because they're such a pain in the ass to manage. So I was sharing something that was super important to me. I got 150 comments because it was something that was important to me and I asked for help. And I'm sharing my story of my family's journey and my journey as a mom and an entrepreneur through dealing with a child who has severe disabilities. It's not about me. It's about sharing what I'm going through and connecting, right? Yes, it's very deeply, intensely personal to me, but it's not just about Haley and what Haley wants. So when I think about what I'm posting for a client, I look at their account and I say, okay, what does this client stand for? What are their value statements? What is their core story? Okay. One of the things that I've learned is a lot of times, we are not posting enough on accounts. Posting twice a week, y'all, is pointless. Posting daily is barely starting to move the needle. Depending on the platform, you may have to post 3, 5, 8 times a day to get enough posting that you're going to actually get some posts to go viral. Always be building your audience. Always be connecting with people. Reply back on comments whenever you can. And post like you mean it. And look at the results and see what is getting mileage and what is getting traction. If you post something and it gets traction, post more like that. If you post something and it gets nothing, maybe try it a couple more times and see if it works again. And if it doesn't, and you've tried it a few times, well, then try a different style of post or a different piece of content or something else. How do you get to viral, right? The viral social method. Researching your audience, posting a lot, doing more research, measuring your results. What is working, what is not working, and being willing to change it in real time. This didn't work for me today. Great. I'm going to do something different. So it's important to know and be open and have a curious mind in dealing with this. I didn't get to be awesome on social media because I'm necessarily a huge extrovert. Y'all, I am an engineer with an MBA. I love algorithms. I'm not a huge extrovert. I like people just fine, but you're not going to find me typically hanging out in large groups of people, maybe a few times a year, if that, because energetically, I just can't do it. But one of the things I have learned is that for my business, I have to be the face of my business. I have to get out there and I have to do things. One of the easiest ways for me to get out there and go and do things is to make my business hugely visible on social media so I don't have to go be hugely visible in public. So if you're wondering why you maybe want to go viral, maybe you're trying to build a YouTube channel. That's about hours of views and followers. Maybe you're trying to monetize Facebook. Hours of views, followers. Instagram, hours of views, followers. TikTok, hours of views, followers. These concepts apply universally. So, why do you want to go viral? You want to talk about what's going on. You want to grow your business. You want to grow your numbers, and you don't necessarily feel like paying $1 million in ads. Well, this is how you do it. You follow a viral system to make it do it. I'll be having some papers coming out and some case studies coming out shortly, describing how I did it. I've got a couple of e-courses coming shortly that are going to teach you the step-by-step process, or you can just hire me to do your social media management with you is one price, or we can do it for you. It's another price where we create the graphics and do all the things to manage your social media. Let's talk soon. I'm Haley Gray. I'm the founder of the Women's Entrepreneur Network, which, by the way, I grew organically, 100% organically, actually 99.9%. I did do a little bit of ads early on in my business, and I haven't done anything in forever because it wasn't working for me the way I was doing it. I've since learned how to do ads and generate a ton more leads. And let's talk. Let's figure out what's going to work for you in your business, what makes sense, and honestly, what doesn't make sense. Because here's the thing, your business has to make sense for you. Your marketing has to make sense for you. It's all about balance, and it's all about helping you expand what you're doing without running you off the end of a ledge. Y'all take care. I am Haley Gray. I'm the founder of the Women's Entrepreneur Network. Please get in touch with me. Let's chat. Send me a DM, and we will talk later. Thanks. Bye-bye.